Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Sky Gold. We'll talk about the Sky Gold ka Q3 ka numbers. We are going to be talking about what went down in the con call and how does the entire year and going forward the other 3 years look like for Sky Gold. Okay, so we will be discussing about that. So first thing first, let us understand the business model. By the way, we will be covering even the valuation part. For that, I will share my screen and I will do it. Okay. So first thing first, I'll just give a quick glimpse of the business model that I think we already know, right? Because we've been tracking now here for the several quarters, right? So Sky Gold, if you look at it, they're a B2B jewelry manufacturers. Now, when you talk about the jewelry sector, you have the B2C players like your Titan, Senco, Kalyan, and Kargil Jewelers, right? Which consumers like you and me go and purchase from here, right? And then you have a B2B. B2B matlab, for all these players that are there, the B2C players, the name that I mentioned, for these people, somebody has to manufacture, right? And Sky Gold is one of the people that manufactures jewelry for all these organized players that are there. Okay. Now, why is this entire sector seeing a lot of tailwind? Is because if you look at it, one, a huge advantage over here in this year has been the cut of import, right? Import on gold, right? We went from 12% to 7% or 6% odd. That has been one. The second thing over here with respect to, the entire jewelry spaces, because there has been a lot of reforms like 911 hallmarking ka hua, right? As a result, consumers are aware, which is real gold, which is fake gold. The second thing is, in terms of, if you are purchasing anything about 2 lakhs, you're supposed to link your Aadhaar card and PAN card. All of these things that are there gave a lot of momentum to the B2C players because these people were already doing the things in a right way, right? They were not cheating the consumers or anything. So they got more and more push over here with the organized B2C jewelry player. Now, if you are an organized B2C jewelry player, you would obviously want to source from somebody who's also an organized player in the manufacturing space, right? And that is where Sky Gold comes into picture. Because if you look at the organized player market in the B2B space in the jewelry, it is hardly 15 or 20%. But B2C jewelry mein, the organized player is 40%. So the B2B player, the shift from unorganized to organized for a B2B player is much more. There is more scope than compared to, let's say, B2C. Okay. So this is more or less about the tailwinds that are there in the industry, a little bit in terms of, the model. And obviously, another reason for Sky Gold to get a huge momentum is the capacity expansion that they have done, right? Earlier, they were in a very small plant and they recently shifted, right? I think a year ago, they shifted to this new plant at Navi, Mumbai, where they can take up to, like they can manufacture up to 750 kgs of gold per month. And they had also done 2 capex, right? They had acquired 2 companies called as Star, Mangal Sutra, and Sparkling. So these two also, gave a huge momentum for them. Okay? And in Q4 of last year, that is Q4 of FY24, right? All this while, if you look at it, unka guidance now, we will do 5,000 crore in terms of revenue by FY27. Okay, that was the guidance given. In Q4, they came and they told in the beginning of this year, they told we will be doing 6,300 crore by FY27 because of the 2 acquisitions we have done. We can take it up to 6,300 crore, and the gold that we are manufacturing. We are manufacturing now 750 kgs of gold per month by FY27. That was the target. And they told if we include this new capex that we have done, not the new capex, new acquisition, we can go up to 1,020 kgs per month, right? So this was there. Okay. So all in all, good in terms of guidance. Also, they had revised the guidance. Q1 and Q2, they literally walked the guidance, right? Whatever the mentioned numbers were. And see, for the entire year of this year, the target is to reach 3,200 to 3,300 crore in revenue. Okay. So, and if you look at the Q3 numbers has been exceptional to say the least. Okay. They have done exactly that. They walked the talk, a very beautiful, execution. Similarly to what happened in Q1 and Q2, we see that the pace of growth that is there has continued to remain over here. Okay. So first thing first, if you look at the sales grew by a whooping 116%, 116% on a year-on-year basis. Now, if you look at the PAT grew by 3x, right? PAT literally grew by 3x. So you can imagine the amount of operating leverage that this company has witnessed even in the month of Q3. Okay. Now, another thing over here, I know a lot of people will make an issue over here is the other income part. You will see in the income statement of the sector, the other income has increased, right? I think earlier it was, I don't remember the exact number. Let me see if I can open the sheet. It is right here. Earlier it was 45 lakhs in last Q3. Is bar, if you look at it, the other income is around 7.12. crores. Okay, so 45 lakhs is 7 crore. It's a huge increase in other income, right? But here is the thing: even if I minus the other income from the PAT, in spite of that, also you will see that the PAT has grown by 2.2x, right? So in spite of this, also you can see, in spite of reducing the other income, you see that there has been a huge rise in operating leverage also. One more thing to consider over here is, the expenses has not remained the same between last Q3 and this Q3. So it is not really a right metric also on one way to see. And why this other income has come over here? Again, they used to have the shares of HDFC Bank. Okay, the company had its shares, and they're trying to liquidate the shares and keep the money in FD. And as a result, because of this, that other income has come, because they've got that by selling those shares. That is where the other income has come from. I think last time it was even more. This quarter, it is the other income portion is very less. Okay, so that is about the entire Q3 ka result. Okay, I've explained in detail as to like this other income ka, why they're liquidating the shares, what is the reason, all of it in my Q2 ka video. You can watch it. You can watch that video. It will be in the Q2FY24 playlist. Okay, I'm not going in depth over there because it's already covered. Okay, so now coming back, let's see what happened in the con call, right? Because first of all, everything is changa chal raha hai, right? Everything is good, everything is great. So what are the other things that they have done? Because if you look in the months between Q2 and Q3, they had acquired that Aditya Birla ka, the jewelry, the jewelry segment that they have. They started supplying over there. Okay, so this over here, the Aditya Birla and the other brands that are there, right? Carrot Lane that is there right now. These people are now contributing around 30 to 40% of the revenue. Okay, through raw material supply. So all the brands that they have, acquired, to cater to them, that is doing really well. Okay. The other thing is, these people are trying to even venture out into Sky Gold's, into Lab Diamond. In fact, उन्होंने बोला है that they will change the company's name from Sky Gold to Sky Gold and Diamonds Limited, because to reflect a broader focus on various categories that they're going to. Because if you remember when they started this company, right, they were only catering to this lightweight gold jewelry such as 18 karat, all of those. Then they slowly ventured into this what do you tell, standard portion of the revenue, very heavy jewelry and all. Now they got into Mangal Sutra also, manufacturing it, and now they're also trying to venture into lab grown diamond. Okay. The other thing is they've also onboarded another few more premium clients such as Azita Villa that is there. So client में it feels like Sky Gold is like देश में कोई भी ज्वेलरी कंपनी हो उसको उठाओ and be like, भाई मैं तुम्हारे लिए ज्वेलरी मैन्युफैक्चर करूंगा, तू सिर्फ मुझे धंधा दे दे. That's how the entire thing is, because every literally leading jewelry player you can see, especially in the organized chain, right, they are going and acquiring them left, right, and center. Like there is no space left. Okay, and obviously I think one thing really helps for them right now is, since Tanishq has onboarded with them, sorry, Carrot Lane has onboarded with them, right, it becomes easier for them, to like go and act like, like see if Carrot Lane is already there, it gives a bit of confidence also. So ye hua. And other than that, if you look at it, the major thing in terms of con call में एक बड़ा चीज जो हुआ है यहाँ पे is, they told they're again revising the guidance. ठीक है, earlier the guidance was कितना 6,300 crore by FY27. Now they're telling that we will do 7,300 crore by FY27. Time span वही है, but revenue का guidance जो है उसको बढ़ा दिया. So it has been a very, it's like if you were in that call, it was like आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर किसी ने डाला है. That's how it felt listening to it. So overall great guidance भी increase किया, onboarding new clients कर रहा है, new product में भी जा रहे हैं. They're telling they're going into lab grown diamonds and everything, right? New geographies में जा रहे हैं. Like earlier, if you remember, export as of Q3 FY25 was 7%. Before this, it was hardly 3 or 4%. अभी बोल रहा है कि like FY27 में, by FY27 when we reach the 7,200 या 7,300 crore, right? Our export portion will be 15%, and ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा revenue आएगा Singapore में. They're planning, there Singapore में they're trying to acquire more clients. So all in all, it has been a great update. आप देख सकते हो, right? Volume growth आ रहे हैं because they're adding more and more clients, acquisition कर रहा है. नया geography में जा रहा है, product mix आ रहा है because you're going into newer products such as lab grown diamond, right? Overall, it has been a great show, and the only thing over here to see is कि like आगे जाके ये momentum sustain ना हो. और एक चीज है, guidance not only they have increased in terms of revenue में बोला था कि like we will instead of 6,300 we will be doing 7,200 या 7,300 crores का revenue करेंगे. Other than that, if you look at it in terms of volume growth, ठीक है, as you know, as of Q3 FY25 they were manufacturing 447 kgs of gold per month. Q3FY24 में they were doing 270 kgs of gold per month, ठीक है. 270 था लास्ट Q3 में, इस Q3 में था 447 kgs. So that is literally a 66% का increase in terms of volume आपका production में. In fact, last Q2 में it was 345 kgs per month, ठीक है. So you can literally see the progression, right? Every, not just quarter on quarter, not just year on year, sorry, but quarter on quarter में भी उनका production जो है it is increasing and increasing. And FY27 में कितना है? 750 plus including the acquisition, they will be manufacturing around 1020 kgs of gold per month. और फिर बोल रहा था कि like after FY27, like post FY27, you know, they are doing a planned capacity expansion. इसके बाद post FY27, they will be manufacturing, listen to this, they will be manufacturing 4 freaking tons of gold per month. अभी कर रहे हैं 447 kg. Okay, think about this. 447 kg कर रहे हैं अब in this Q3. बोल रहे 27 के बाद, FY27 के बाद, 3 साल के बाद, you know, when this 7,200 का करोड़ is reached and everything, after that, per month करेगा 4 ton. Can you even imagine the scale? Where is 447 kg per month and where is 4 ton kgs per month? I mean, like, it's crazy bonkers. So we could see probably you know, another capacity expansion coming for them to cater. I mean, it just shows you know, कि like इसका जो runway जो है, you know, कितना आगे और भी जा सकते हैं, right? कि like the runway over here, if the tailwinds continue to remain as it is, if everything goes well, the runway for this company is huge. Like I told you ना, इस entire अगर हम organized jewelry में देखते हो, right? B2C is already at 40%, ठीक है, the market share, and and the unorganized for B2C 60%. वहाँ पे थोड़ा competition ज्यादा है. But B2B jewelry में organized is just 15 to 20% and unorganized is later, the rest 75 to 80%. So you can see यहाँ पे कितना scope है यहाँ पे for them to capture the market share and, you know, and just keep growing and growing. I mean, literally when they told कि like, you know, 4 ton per month, I was like, did I even hear it right? Because, you know, it's like it's bonkers. Like अभी तो सिर्फ तुम 447 kgs कर रहे हो, मतलब 3 साल में तुम 447 kg से तुम 4 ton करोगे. That was crazy, you know. So that's what went down in the con call, right? That's what was going on. I'm just going to now skip to the directly jump into the valuation because result has been great. The con call has been great. We covered the result and the con call updates. Now let us cover the valuation part of this, you know, of this company. Okay, I'll just share my screen over here. I think screen is shared. Okay, so I don't know how much of this will be visible over here. ठीक है. So we have Sky Gold का ये, I should have changed this. It's not Q2FY25. It's Q3FY25 का. Let's do the valuation calculation. पहला बात है, can you see over here? Just focus. I know there are a lot of things on the screen. Just focus where my cursor is. Okay. FY24 में इनका revenue कितना था? 1745 करोड़. FY25 का PAT कितना था? 40 करोड़. Market cap कितना था? In Q2 का market cap इसका था 5,648 करोड़. As of Q3, when I did this exercise, the market cap was 5,261 करोड़. अभी I think यहाँ से और भी कम है, right? नहीं, वही है, ठीक है. 5,261 करोड़ है इसका मार्केट. Let's just, अभी और भी कम हो गया, 5,045 करोड़ हो गया. So you will have to, I think, should we change it and do it over here? I don't know. ठीक है, कर लेते हैं. Now that we are doing it, 5041 है, ठीक है. ठीक है, 5041 है अभी Q3 का मार्केट कैप. ठीक है. नाउ लेट अस डू द वैल्यूएशन कैलकुलेशन. ठीक है, कंपनी ने क्या बोला, मैनेजमेंट ने बोला कि लाइक हमारा जो पैट मार्जिन है इट विल बी बिटवीन 3.5 to 4% in that range. But when we did this calculation, I think at one point in Q1 their PAT margin was 3% also. So we will take the most conservative approach. हम लोग 3% और 3.5% का PAT margin लेंगे. ठीक है. Now we know कि like revenue का target क्या है. Revenue is either going to be 2,700 crore या 3,200 या 3,300. Why 3 cases of revenue? Because if it isn't for this, let's say the Star Mangalsutra and that another jewelry company they acquired, right, in the months of Q1. Now there what has happened is, let's say if it weren't for this, then the total revenue would be 2,700, including those two acquisition. Because of those two acquisition, it can reach 3,200 या 3,300 crores. So we will take all the 3 cases. ठीक है. Then यहाँ पे we'll have to just change here. ठीक है, 1x फॉरवर्ड पी मुझे यहाँ पे चेंज करना पड़ेगा, वी विल डू इट लेटर, ठीक है, एज वी आर डूइंग द कैलकुलेशन वी विल डू, ठीक है. बाय द वे दिस वाज द 1x फॉरवर्ड पी एज ऑफ Q2, ओके, एंड दिस इज अ 1x फॉरवर्ड पी विल बी डूइंग Q3. सो यू कैन सी राइट नाउ बिकॉज ऑफ दिस मार्केट फॉल जो हुआ है, ठीक है, हाउ यू विल सी ऑल्दो द अर्निंग्स हैज बीन ग्रेट, ईपीएस एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है, सब कुछ हो रहा है, बिकॉज ये मार्केट कैप, यू नो, अर्निंग से, यू नो, ऑल द, यू नो, वी हैव सीन कि लाइक, यू नो, इस मार्केट में कितना फॉल हुआ है. You see that the valuation that is there for this company has become cheaper than what it was in Q2, ठीक है. So now if you look at it, the sales growth, अगर if it does 2700, 3200 and 3300, पूरा साल का रेवेन्यू कितना, पूरा साल का रेवेन्यू कितना था FY24 का 1745 करोड़, 1745, and these three cases अगर आप देखते हो sales growth आता है 55 to 89%, ठीक है. So overall you can expect for this year end the sales growth to be lying between 55 या 89% when this year पूरा FY25 का मार्च में जब end up होता है. Now how did we get the PAT? PAT margin is nothing but net profit divided by sale, right? We know that the PAT margin can be 3 या 3.5%, ठीक है. हमें मालूम है sales कितना होगा, either 2700 या 3700, is it will be in between this range. So based on that, if we can calculate what our net profit would be, ठीक है, and you can see over here we got this is the net profit based on these two cases. अगर 3% है आपका PAT margin, then the net profit for these three cases of revenue it will be these three. Similarly अगर आपका PAT margin जो है this formula यहाँ पे instead of 3 अगर वो 3.5 होता है, can you see the expected PAT for पूरा साल of FY25 it will change respectively for these three cases, ठीक है. And FY24 का PAT कितना था, 40 करोड़. FY25 का PAT what is there, either it is going to be 81 to 99 crore, yeah, it could be between 94.5 to 115.5 crore, right? These are the various cases of PAT we got for different cases of sales and different cases of PAT margin 3 and 3.5%. So your PAT growth also, if you see in the worst case scenario अगर आप देखते हो, PAT growth can be between 100% and 147. Sales growth in the worst case scenario 55 to 89%. So in spite of the worst to worst case scenario आप देख सकते हो, in all the cases, right? अगर आप PAT margin 3% with these three cases of revenue या PAT margin 3.5 with these three cases of revenue, you see, right? यहाँ पे in दोनों cases you are seeing that operating leverage will be there. देखो sales growth 55 है, PAT growth है 100%. यहाँ पे this is the worst case scenario, this is the best case scenario. Best case scenario में sales growth कितना है, 89%, and PAT जो है it could be literally 188% over here, ठीक है. So huge operating leverage, ठीक है. Now based on that, based on this C, and we get 1x forward P, how much, because we take market cap by net profit है हमारा formula, and based on that when we did for Q2 when the market cap was 5648, sorry, हम देखते हैं कि like ये हमारा 1 year forward P था, ठीक है, for a growth engine which could grow between 55 to 90% का growth engine, the 1 year forward P time है 1140, yeah, ठीक. One year forward P can range between 48 to 69 for, you know, the best and the worst case scenario. This is what we did in Q2. Now Q3 में, right? Q3 में the same PAT margins, the same PAT है, right? PAT has not changed, PAT margin has not changed the case, but we have our market cap that is there. Market cap has changed over here. So based on this market cap, let us do this, ठीक है? Market cap is 5041, ठीक है, डिवाइडेड बाय पहला केस क्या था, पहला केस था 81, 5041 डिवाइडेड बाय 81, 62, 62.3, ठीक है. देन 3200 का सेल्स ग्रोथ, एक्सपेक्टेड पैट इज 96, कितना है, 5041 डिवाइडेड बाय 96, 52.5. I don't think it's changed much, right, compared to the last one we had. Similarly, 5041 divided by 99, 50.9, 51 ही लिख देती हूँ, ठीक है. So as of Q3, can you see for the same sales growth, right? 2700 is a worst case, right? 2700 with 3% PAT margin is a worst case scenario. The 1 year forward P 62. Last time Q2 में कितना था, 69. यहाँ पे 3300 करोड़, पैट मार्जिन 3%, आपका 1 ईयर फॉरवर्ड पी है 51. सिमिलरली लेट्स टू अगर पैट मार्जिन 3.5% होता है, ठीक है, देन इन दैट केस क्या होता है, अगेन 5041 divided by 94.5, 53.3. लास्ट टाइम कितना था? 59. अभी 5041 डिवाइडेड बाय कितना है? 112, 45, and 5041 divided by 115.5, 43.6. ठीक है. So can you see over here the worst to worst case scenario is we're assuming कि like यहाँ पे जो acquisition किया है, from there no revenue will come, PAT margin will remain the same as it was in the beginning of the year. Then for a 55% का growth engine, you will be paying 62.3 1 year forward P. At the same time, the best to best case scenario, let's say if the acquisition ka, we get full fledged revenue, full capacity as of this year, right? They will be doing 3,300 crore. Then for an 89% ka growth engine, as of today, you will be paying 43.6 in terms of P, 1 year forward P. So this literally goes, from, and last time it was 48. So this has literally come down right now, to that high growth, low P kind of, segment over here. Okay. Now over here, one thing also, because as of Q3, if you see, why I've taken PAT margin 4% is, as of Q3, we see PAT margin is 3.7%. Now I know that, there is slightly, because of that other income portion also, PAT margin has increased. But let us take, we have taken the conservative approach over here, right? The worst to worst case scenario. Let us also take the best to best case scenario, right? Let's say the PAT margin is 4%, it reaches, and 3,200, say 3,300, which is if the acquisition ka, pura revenue aata hai, then in that case, sales growth is so and so numbers, and aapka 1 year forward PE jo hai, based on this PAT margin, it comes up to 40 to 42. So I would say the best case scenario over here is you get, as of today, it is 40 ka P, considering the best 4% PAT margin and 3,300 crore in revenue. And the worst case is yahan pe this segment, row 30 mein jo hai. But having said that, I believe ye jo two cases hai na, PAT margin of 3.5%, 3,200 and 3,300, this one 45 to 43.6, और ये जो केस है 40 to 40, either 3.5 में आप 3,200 या 3,300 करो, या 4% पैट मार्जिन में 3,200 या 3,300 करो. Why is that the case? Why am I telling like these two are the most likely case to happen? Is because if you look at the Q1, Q2, Q3 का sales of this year, right? Q1, Q2, Q3 का sales अगर आप देखते हो, the total sales as of 9 months is 2,490 करोड़. ठीक है. हमारा गाइडेंस कितना था? 3,200 to 3,300 करोड़. And already as of 9 months they have done 2,490. So that is another 700 to 800 crores to be achieved in Q4, which I think is quite doable for them in Q4. I don't see them, I mean it's not like they will just end the year with another 200 crore. At least they would be doing 600 to 700 crore, right? Because we would see the production in terms of kg again increasing in terms of Q4. So that is why I told ki already itna kiya hai, so probably these two, 3,200, 3,300 crore to definitely karega. The other thing it comes to is we do not know PAT margin. PAT margin shayad 3.5% to, because अगले quarter वो other income का portion नहीं होगा, maybe because of that, या वरना something good can happen and PAT margin can even inch up to 4%, and our 1 year forward P could be either 42 or 40, between 40 and 50, 42, sorry, I should have written this. It should be between 40 and 45. Yeah, 40 or 45 के बीच में, we have our 1 year forward PE that is there. ठीक है. The other thing over here, I know a lot of y'all might also, because this comment that I get is, it cannot sustain that growth of this 100% or whatsoever, and it wouldn't be right to consider like 90% का growth के लिए हम लोग 40 PE दे रहे. It wouldn't be right. But here is a thing to understand, another thing to understand. ठीक है. FY24 का revenue कितना था? 1745 करोड़. FY27 में पहला बोला था they will do 5,000 crore, then they increased it to 6,300, then they increased it to 7,300. So 3 year का CAGR अगर हम लेते हैं, can you see every single time they have come here and they've increased the guidance, and can you see over here the pace of growth has literally increased for the business, right? पहला था FY25 में, अगर आप like they told कि like 5,000 crore, now they are telling फ्रॉम FY25 का बेस जो है 3,300 करोड़ से I will do 7,300 करोड़. That is also literally doubling your revenue ना at the end of the day. मतलब 3,300 करोड़ है FY25 में, we will be ending this year. 2 साल है FY27, 3,300 से we will be going to 7,300. That is literally doubling the revenue also in a span of 2 years, right? I mean that again just shows you कि like यहाँ पे although you might give me that argument, but having said that, when the pace of growth is increasing consistently over here, that argument becomes invalid over here. Okay, so now up to you all to decide how would you consider this. Would you consider this as cheap or expensive, right? Or what you would do with this fall, right? Up to you all, because I've given you like I think 3 cases: case 1, case 2, case 3, and we have painted this is the worst case scenario and this is probably the best case scenario. So as of now, for a company that can do around 80% in terms of sales growth by the end of this year, you would be either paying a PE of 40 to 45. That is the 1-year forward PE ka range. And the company has also come and increased the guidance on the upper end, right? So that's that for Sky Gold. Overall, it has been a great show. It has been a great performance across the 3 quarters in this financial year, right? Only thing to see is, like, see, I understand FY27 mein wo log, they're doing 7,300 crore and everything, which is great, okay? But also don't get this bias in the head, ki like, arey, ye to like karega hi karega 7,300 crore by FY27, like this company will do, right? The guidance has been given by the company. They have performed for the last 3 quarters and they've increased the guidance again. But it is our duty as investors, not to beg mat jana yahan pe, and to continue to track this company again over the quarters to see that whatever they have told, if they are able to achieve that guidance or not, if they are on track to achieve or not. Because 2 years even from now, FY25 we will be ending anyways in like less than a month, right? We still have 2 more years and anything can happen in the next 2 years, right? Like, I mean, the world is so uncertain, right? So don't also get so fixated on the mind ki like, this will do. Yeah, we should be optimistic as investors, or we should be optimistic and be like, "Arey, isne bola hai to karega," we should trust. But also at the same time, let's say going forward, worst case scenario, God forbid, right? In case they're not able to achieve the guidance, in case they're not able to do it, right? Then what we have to do, we'll have to like also like, get our expectations down at that time and change our investment decisions accordingly also, right? So that's that about Sky Gold. I hope you all had great fun in learning this about this company. We'll do another video on Action Construction Equipment and Tinara. Okay, that's that, guys. Bye. Take care.